As you can see, I'm having a bit of a problem with trains derailing in the portal, as usual. A distributive power unit is a locomotive that is added to the middle or the end of a freight train in order to help with pushing it up a hill or help with braking going downhill. But for some reason, as soon as the portal adds the distributive power unit to the train, it breaks the couplers and causes the train to derail. And no matter what you do, you can't take control of this train because it disables the driver when the train derails in the portal. So now it's just traveling down the route at a really slow speed and slowing down the line. And I'm trying to figure out how to get control of this train so that I can make it go faster. But nothing seems to be working. It won't let me assign the driver to this train manually at all. See, look, when I create a driver and then try to assign them to this train, it just won't let me. It just says that the train is idle, and it won't let me get inside it either. For the most part, the only option is to delete the train. And then I have the locomotive at the end of the train pushing a single freight car, because the rest of the cars it was supposed to be attached to derailed as well. One huge problem with these portals is that when it produces the train, sometimes it keeps randomly changing the speed of the train, which causes the cars to react to that the same way they might in real life, but this sometimes causes the couplers to break and even causes the train itself to derail. Now, it just loaded the distributive power unit onto the train, and you can tell because simply doing that seems to separate the couplers. Now look at this, the cars are just rolling forward, not attached to each other anymore. And then the train slingshots forward, which causes it to derail and decouple because the couplers broke. This glitch has been happening since Trainz: A New Era, and I thought it would be patched by now, but apparently not. These two freight cars were attached directly in front of the distributive power unit. They were broken by the glitch that caused the train to slingshot forward because it broke the couplers, and now they derailed. Alright, that seems to be a method to get control of this train so that I can make it go faster and stop clogging up the line. If it can't add the distributive power unit to the train without breaking the entire consist, I don't understand why it can't just stop the train, then add the locomotives, then continue moving it. I mean, look at this. This glitch is ridiculous. As expected, 2 of the cars were derailed and the entire consist has been broken. If I place a train in front of it, will it keep going until it crashes into it? Will I be able to add a driver to it this way? Let's see. I don't know why it can't just stop or slow down the train to prevent it from separating. By the way, sometimes the DPUs also derail, and there's only one of the 3 that I originally told it to produce. Oh, look at that. The old placing a train on the track causes the game to crash to desktop glitch. That glitch makes me feel quite nostalgic. Oh wait, no it doesn't, because it never happened in earlier versions of this game. I mean, I would like to hear their excuse for why they allow this glitch to still continue to exist on this game. A common excuse I hear is, well, maybe one script is conflicting with another and causing the game to crash, but that locomotive that I just tried to place on the track did not have any scripting to speak of. It had absolutely 0 features. It was just an ordinary locomotive on the download station, so there's no way it collided with another script and caused it to crash. It clearly is not a script issue, because if it was, I would be able to place an ordinary locomotive without scripting equipped on it on the track without crashing the game. And this also happens when placing regular freight cars in the game, including freight cars that do not have scripting, so it's not a script issue. So, anyone familiar with the couple at track mark command? I'm gonna see if I can convince the second half of this train to try to couple to the first half of this train so that it can go about its day. However, while this command does work, I have not tested it on a moving train before, so it's anyone's guess how that's gonna play out. Since the first half of this train likely won't have a driver, I'm going to try to tell the second half to couple to the front half and then drive into the portal. This will hopefully work, however, I have my doubts. Right on cue, adding a DPU to the back of the train causes it to separate because physics.x has stopped working, apparently. The chase is on, just like in that movie Unstoppable. I'm not sure if it's actually going to try to couple to it though, since it's a moving target. It might just follow along slowly. It does look like it's closing the gap though. On second thought, no, because it followed it all the way to the portal like this, so it's probably not going to connect to it. But it's not all bad. Sometimes all but one of the cars will derail. So it doesn't always derail in the same way every time. In fact, if you move the camera away from the portal, it's completely random how this train comes out of the portal. Sometimes all of the cars will derail except the final 3 locomotives. Sometimes 2 cars right in front of the locomotive would derail and it will be dragging 1 car along. It happens differently every time if the camera's not facing the portal. So I guess you just can't have DPUs in this game unless you want the couplers to break. You know, I was wrong. That closing to desktop glitch actually does remind me of something. It reminds me of the good old fatal errors from the older installments of this game. Because just like this crashing to desktop glitch, it's completely vague, doesn't tell you why the game crashed, doesn't tell you what you could have done to prevent it from happening in the future, and doesn't even tell you what happened before the game crashed. All it does is just tell you that a fatal error occurred, and it gives you the only option to close the game. So it's just as bad as the fatal error, actually. Only worse, because no error showed up on the screen, so you don't even know what happened. But this is actually even more random than that stupid fatal error thing that I used to have to deal with on Trainz 12, for example. Because on this game, sometimes it crashes after 5 seconds of running, sometimes it crashes after 6 minutes of running, sometimes after 30 minutes, sometimes after an hour and 30 minutes. It's completely random every time. And I'm so tired of having this issue and not having any solution to as to how to fix it, because no one could give me a straight answer as to what causes it. It looks like if you don't add a DPU, the train won't derail. So as usual, I had to compromise with this game to get it to function correctly.